Tony, if you don't mind, can we start with transfers? How are you feeling about it all at the moment?
Well, we're trying. We're doing our best. I think the football club has been working hard to try and get football players in. It's a difficult market, and even into next week, I think it will become more difficult because people are then chasing. That's what happens with markets. When they close, there's a. I think the market gets tougher as it gets to the end, not during the beginning or in the middle part. So, yeah, it'll be tough.
Is this as frustrated as you've been? Is this as difficult as you've experienced in this window?
It's a really difficult market, and because we haven't signed any players yet, the frustration builds with everybody. But it's not from lack of trying. It's not from lack of having a go.
I think it's fairly common knowledge that you put a lot of work into trying to get Yannick Bolasie to the club. He was here a couple of days ago. How difficult was it to see him at Villa Park last night?
No, not difficult. Yannick had told me there was 2 or 3 clubs interested. He wanted to come up and have a look around, and then he was going to go off to other clubs and look at their clubs. I know the kid from when I was at Palace, so there was no problems. He was very straight and honest with it.
So has he informed you of his decision?
No, but I think he's going to Villa. I haven't spoke to him yet, but when he does, I'm sure he'll give us a ring.
Are you able to bring us up to speed at all on Mo Besic?
Mo is still an Everton player until that changes. Then that I'm not. As I've said before, I don't want to talk about other clubs' players.
I know you. I think you said in the past that the team not so much will struggle this season, but the squad as it is probably isn't good enough to get up. Have you changed your mind given the start?
No, we need to improve. I think the start has been. We've had a really, really good start. The performances have been very, very good. But it's we play, what is it, 14 weeks, 3-game weeks. So when you look at it, when you look at the amount of game time that players have to play in this league, you have to have a strong squad, and you have to have people who are always on the edge. In the Championship, you have to turn up every week. I don't think any team is good enough to think they're just going to turn up and win a game of football. I think in the Premiership, if you look at the top teams who have such a great depth of talent, they could turn up maybe sometimes and not perform to their maximum, but still win games. I think in the Championship, you have to be at your maximum every week to get results. And still, sometimes you won't get results. Things will go against you, but you have to turn up every week. So the demands on the players, is big. So you need that depth.
How many do you think you need to give yourself a chance?
How many I need and how many I'll get, we'll wait and see. But we certainly do need. And it's no secret. The chairman knows, the people around the football club know, the supporters know, the dressing room know. We need some players in, and the sooner we get them, the better. Up until that point, the players who have been picked for this football club over the 4 games have been absolutely fantastic. There's been no problems with them whatsoever.
It sounds as though the way you're speaking that there's no frustration at the club's failure to get anyone in.
Well, there's a frustration that you don't get what you want at times, and you have to accept that and move on. It's no good crying in your soup that you can't, that you're not getting what you want. You've got to try and keep trying, and that's what I'll do until the window closes.
I guess the failure to bring anyone in means that you won't be wanting anyone out. Then would you keep
no one will leave at this present moment. Yeah.
In terms of going back, not going back, but West Brom, first time you played against them since you left. How are you feeling about that?
I had a good 3 years at West Brom. Some very, very happy memories. The last season, I left after 12 games. It most probably was the right time. In lots of ways. The year before, we'd finished in the top 10, and I really do think, and you look back, and it's easy to say in hindsight. I brought Gary with me, Gary Megson, and I've got great respect for Alan Pardew. But why the club didn't just let Gary take it on? I know he had 2 games and went to Tottenham and drew at Tottenham. They played Newcastle and drew at Newcastle. Newcastle scored late on. 2 very, very good performances. Gary knew the players. He knew what they were about. There was a real good group there. There was a little bit of change that season as well, and it needed to settle down. James Morrison and Nasser Chadley weren't fit, and they were really the difference at times in respect to that team going forward and creating opportunities and chances. So Gary would have understood that more than a person coming in fresh. And like I say, nothing against Alan, but I thought it was, the whole setup, if I was going to leave, Gary, maybe with Moro stepping in as his assistant, would have been absolutely ideal for that football club. But, what happened. You look at their squad, they haven't sold anybody apart from Ben. So they're going to be really strong this year. They've got goals right through the team.
Do you think that decision maybe cost West Brom their Premier League status?
No, I'm not saying that. I'm just saying that was a decision that surprised me. I'm not saying it cost them anything. The thing is now for West Brom and for us and for everybody else, what happens in the past has happened in the past. You've got to look forward to it. And my understanding or my feelings about that West Brom, I think people forget as well there was a changeover of chairmanship, of ownership and all that. Dealing with that at times was pretty demanding. But no, great times, great. I always take the good out of things, and there were some very, very good moments there.
Tony, on a personal level though, does it give it added spice, apart from the fact that it's obviously a top of the table club?
No, it'd be nice to see some of the players. It'd be nice to, that most of the players, a lot of the players, players I brought in there. Obviously, the Moro, I had Darren. Darren was my captain at Portsmouth, long time ago in my early career. I've got great respect for Moro. I think he's a wonderful lad, and they've started in a real good fashion. They look dangerous. They look a good side.
Never a good time to play a team that's just scored 7 goals, I suppose.
Well, if you look at, they've taken Gale from Newcastle. He's always got goals in the Championship. I had Dwight at Palace. I know what he's all about. Great lad. Rodriguez, Phillips. They've a good loan signing. The kid from Leicester. So, yeah, they've got goals all through the team, and I think they'll be difficult this season. They'll be a difficult team to play against.
You said perhaps it was the right time for you to leave them, but I think you have gone on record as saying that they probably would have stayed up if you'd stayed.
No, I'm not saying that. I would have been very disappointed if, given 38 games, that I couldn't have kept the team up. But I'm not saying that it was wrong for West Brom to do what they did. They did what they did for the best interest of the football club, and irrespective of your position, I'm a custodian. Being a manager of a football club, there's people here who've supported Middlesbrough since they were born, and that it's their football club, it's their area. I do my best, and I've always tried my best for every football club I've managed. But I understand that if it doesn't go well, it's your neck on the line. All the guns, all the arrows are pointed at you, nobody else.
Even though you've made it quite clear that more squad depth is crucial if you're going to achieve promotion, are you a little bit surprised by how you've recovered from those early goals at Millwall and how you've done since?
No, I think the players, they're a fit group of lads. They've really worked hard. There's a good spirit. I think there's a good togetherness. I think if we bring the right characters in and the right people, then I think we will again improve. I think it'll be nice to do that because they are such a tight, it's a tight knit group now, and it'll be interesting to see what we can do, how we can do it. Sometimes you don't get your number one targets. You have to drop down a bit and get players maybe a little bit under that. But whoever I bring in, I'm hoping will add to the squad and add to the togetherness that this squad has got.
But presumably you're hoping that if a player is going somewhere else, and obviously Steve Bruce has talked about Balassi at post-match last night, you're hoping you get a yes or a no and then you can move on to the next target.
No, I think Balassi will go to Villa. I think that'll be all sorted out. But we move on. Like I say, the important thing is the club, the team. And if Yala decides that it's Villa, Yala decides it's Villa. We've had a go. We've done the best we can do. If Villa can do better, then that's fair play to them.
Obviously, a player like that would replace a player like Traore. In the case of Ben Gibson, you always said you had cover, and Flint has done, and Dale Fry, of course, as well, have done pretty well in his absence.
Yeah, and Ayala's coming back now to fitness. I've got great respect for Big Danny as well. So we've got good cover there, and Shotton's done fantastic at right back. He started the season really well, but Ryan can also play as a centre half. So Ben was never a difficult choice for me. I think it was more a difficult choice for Ben to leave the club because he's had such a great association with his football club. He's a local lad, and he's got Boro through and through. So it was more, the big decision was made by Ben and not us as a football club.
And obviously with TV coverage, games are just about any day of the week now, but the Friday games don't come too often. Does this give you an opportunity?
They come once a week. Exactly like Tuesdays and Wednesdays and Saturdays. Come once a week.
Fair play. In terms of a Friday night game, does it obviously get a good result? You've set a marker for all your rivals for the following day?
We'll go out and do our best. And that's all I honestly ask from the players, is to do their best.
Tony, when you look at the fixture, you can understand a lot of the Boro supporters will be thinking, oh, they'll be dying to get one over on West Brom. Can you understand that train of thought?
I hope they're dying to think that I'm going to get one over any club that we play. It's just 3 points. It's the same as what we did at Bristol City. Bristol City was an old club of mine as well. I'm going to be playing against them again, twice against Stoke, twice against West Brom. I'm just trying to think who else I've managed in quite a few teams. So, yeah, they're competitive games and games that you want to win, but it's just 3 points at the end of the day. The most important thing for us is put in a performance and hope and pray that the next 10 days, sees one or two people coming into the football club who will help us over the coming months.
And just looking at your time at West Brom, obviously there was a lot of sort of supporters unhappy with the start to the season. But I just wonder whether you feel their perceptions of you and your time there might have changed because of the documentary on Channel 4?
No, I listen. Everybody, nobody remembers the period before. And if you look at my time there, we beat, I think, most of the top teams. We won at Manchester United. We beat Chelsea at home 4-0, I think, the 1 year. So there was really good times. And as I've said, the changeover from Jeremy, who had control of that football club for a long time, to the Chinese owners, and then John Williams coming in and everything else, was pretty stressful behind the scenes. But people never see that. I've got like I say, good feeling for the football club. It's a great football club, nice people there, and a lot of good times. And like I say, the last few weeks or there when things didn't go so well, yeah, you take stick, but that's what managers do. But you have to wash that away and think of the good things, and there was a lot of good things at West Brom.
Tony, do you feel that the team, now I know you're looking to add some extra players to the squad, but do you feel it's got an identity that is Tony Pulís' team?
We'll see. I think we need to add, and I really do. I think we haven't got the balance. We've talked about the back players. I think we've got, apart from maybe the left back, I think we've got the two centre halves and the right back covered. I'd still like more through the rest of the pitch, and with Adama gone, we haven't got the pace wide that I'd like, and I think you need some dynamic pace wide in this league, one side or the other. So that's an important position for us, and we also need to strengthen other areas. The running stats of our midfield have been absolutely extraordinary, and they're not going to keep going week in, week out, 3 games a week, and especially if we do well in the cups. So that the engine room certainly needs we need to have competition in there as well. So yeah, there's areas that we have to address. But if we can't get the players that are good enough, if we can't get players that I think will help us, then we'll work our socks off to get as much out of these lads as we can.
I guess that's the challenge. You're trying to get quality, and everyone wants the best players, and that's making it twice as hard for you to get them in the door.
Yeah, I'd rather have a smaller squad and quality players than a larger squad. And I think I have a responsibility to Steve as well to try and get some, mid-20 players in players at mid-20s with some, not resale value, but people who can go on and become better. McNair's had a couple of injuries. The last couple of weeks he's trained much better. He's a player the supporters might not see at the moment, but I'm convinced in given time he will become a very, very good player for this football club. Some players settle straight away, some don't, but we need those type of players.
You're facing a team that's just dropped out of the Premier League, and there's no given that you drop into the Championship and straight away it's all systems go. West Brom have done well, but you know, the flip side of the coin, Stoke have found it tough so far. Do you think keeping the nucleus of the same side though does help you when you drop out there?
I was lucky enough to be at West Brom, and the character of the players there is absolutely first class. I can't speak of Stoke, I can't speak of what the dressing room's like there, but what I do know is that the characters at West Brom are good characters and good people and good lads, and they will, they'll have a right go this season.